Alright, so a slightly different situation here, a twist, if you will. What is still needed to prove the two triangles congruent by, in this case, side, side, side is what we're wanting. So what else would I need to get that to happen? Well, I'd need to prove that BD and JL are congruent, so that will be my answer here. I would say BD congruent to JL. LJ or JL doesn't really matter. All right, that's what I would need in order to prove these two triangles congruent by side, side, side. Cool? Awesome. All right, next example here. What is still needed to prove the two triangles congruent by angle, angle, side? Well, let's think back to what we know about, or some of the new properties we have. First off, I know that KL is congruent to itself by reflexive property. Sorry, guys. Okay. So I need another pair of angles. And this is where people tend to make mistakes. Okay, remember it's angle, angle side, not angle side, angle. So J being congruent to S would give me the, there we go, would give me the angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side situation that I'm looking for. So angle J congruent to angle S. That's what I would need, right? The reflexive property thing that's already there, KL, is going to be congruent to itself. We would say that in a proof. But what we need is J and S to be congruent to each other, those two angles, in order to do angle, angle, side. If I said angle, if I said this angle here, which is angle SKL and JLK, if I said those, that would be an angle, side, angle situation, which is what we didn't want that, right? We want angle, angle, side, and that's what we got with this right here. Okay? Just know that's a mistake that could potentially happen. Okay, third one. What is still needed to prove the two triangles congruent by side, angle, side? Okay. Well, first off, these guys are vertical angles here, right? This guy, I'm going to do it in a different color. I'm going to do it in blue. This guy is congruent to that guy. Looks like they're also both then right angles, because one of them's a right angle. The other one has to be if they're congruent, right? So that's already got part of it, right? Those two angles are congruent by vertical angles are congruent. But then what do I need for side, angle, side? Well, AR and PR being congruent, AR congruent to PR, that would give me side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. There we go. If I did AB and PQ, I'd be dealing with an angle, side, side situation, and we don't want that. That's not cool. No bueno. All right, so I've got side, angle, side. We are good to go. Cotton Eye Joe. I don't know why that's an expression. Okay. It's a song or something like that. Yeah, there we go. All right, last one. Example 4. What is still needed to prove the two triangles congruent by angle, side, angle? Well, what would I need? In this case, if I want angle, side, angle, and I've really got two potential ones here. This angle here, or this angle here. All right, and if I did this angle, it would be an angle, angle, side. So I want angle F. Angle F congruent to the angle B, because that would give me the angle, side, angle I'm looking for. Whereas angle C would be the angle, angle, side situation. So angle F congruent to angle B. That's how I'm going to get angle, side, angle. Right? And we'll go do the other situation here. If I wanted angle, angle, side, then it would be angle G congruent to angle C. Okay? That's if I was asked for angle, angle, side. That's what I would want. Cool? How about one more, just for fun? Just for fun. What if I wanted it to be side? Side angle, side. Then what? Well, if I wanted side angle, side, I would need CA, or sorry, let's see here, EG congruent to CA. EG congruent to CA. That would be if we wanted side angle side. Okay, lots of different scenarios. These are basically 3 different problems here that I just did, guys. This one right here is for the angle side angle, the original problem, right? That's what this is for. Then the green one I did just for fun, right? I said, well, if I had these 2 angles, G and C congruent, then I would have angle, side. And then the purple one is a separate one as well for side angle side, just to give us a little more practice. Boom. I want to do one more, all right? A little bit of application-y, kind of, sort of, in a way, okay? All right, so this is the last thing that I want to throw into this video here, and it's basically just looking at different types of trusses. We talked about these before in class. Now, there's a lot of things that we can notice about these trusses here in the context of congruent triangles, okay? So I think these are things that we could be on the lookout for in our construction class when really dealing with any kind of situation, whether it's congruent triangle, or finding congruent triangles in the trusses, or maybe it's finding congruent triangles in some wall framing that we're doing, right? If you're not sheeting a wall, then you would usually have like a 2x4 running down the side of the wall to hold it in place. Okay, so there's lots of places we can find congruent triangles and other fun math things that may not necessarily be necessary to the actual construction, but it's there, and we can identify that, and there's a reason why it's there. All right, so I've got, if I can look at some congruent triangles here, if we see here, this triangle here would be congruent to this triangle right here, because it's side length. This guy here is the same as this. The angles, the corresponding angles are congruent, right? The corresponding sides are congruent, and then you got this triangle right up here is going to be congruent to this triangle right here. And I can look at all these and find different pairs of congruent triangles. Let's take a look at this one right here. How about this triangle and then this triangle right here? So I've got, like, reflexive property, saying that this side's congruent here. We could even think of like this being like a midpoint of this long side, splitting this into 2 congruent ones. I'd be willing to bet, as long as they've done it correctly, that this is perpendicular to this, right? It forms a right angle. So I've got side, angle, side, proving these 2 triangles congruent right here and here. All right, so they are all over the place in our construction field, a lot of the times with roof trusses, truss systems, but even in other places as well. And that's all I really wanted to identify right here. And we'll probably throw some letters on some trusses at some point and say, hey, which triangles are congruent? How'd you know that? Okay? Fun stuff, America.